All right. Hello, everyone. It's been a little while. It's been, I think, a couple months. It's now April 28th, I think. No, I'm sorry. It's the 27th. But we've got some progress made, but not a lot. Truck has not changed whatsoever or moved. I don't know if I can't remember if I did this in the last video, but the gooseneck is now off, though. So we finally cut that off, and I got to repaint this, the frame and everything like that. All the holes for the cradle have been drilled. I got to clean it up a little bit, but the cradle is now at powder coat. Both of them are at powder coat. They should be done in like 3 weeks. And then on a side note, I gave one of my dad's buddies the pinion and ring out of the Dana 60 because he needed it for his truck. In return, he let me borrow 4 of his frame stands. So these are pretty tall. I did some like rough math. This is roughly where the frame is going to sit, and it's almost to my shoulder, and that'll be ride height. Another good thing, if we go outside, the concrete is done. Now, the pad, I cannot park anything on the pad for 2 weeks, so that's just still a setback, but the rain really delayed this pad, but it's finally done, and it just got poured on Monday, so I could put weight on it in like a week and a half or something, probably next week, and I'll put weight on it, park the truck on it, but I gotta do some landscaping to get this even and get it to flow in the yard, plant some grass seed and stuff, and make this actually look nice, not like a pile of crap. But they did a nice job. Turned out really good. My buddy did it. He did a nice job. All right. Good morning. So we have the truck on the pad and on jack stands, but it's not all the way up yet. So I got it the front up pretty high. I mean, that's my eye level, is at the top of this grill, and it's pretty tall, but it's not where it needs to be yet, so it actually needs to be taller. So we have this thing sitting on this frame stand, which is actually too small, so I went out and bought this one, which is significantly taller. This is the shortest it'll go. I need to get this thing up as it's on jack stands here, so all the pressure's not on these really shitty friction stands, versus that one's a pin. So damn, someone's getting it right now. But yeah, we need to get this end up higher. I want to actually lift this up, pull these out, put it all the way back on the jack stands again, and then actually raise the rear. Get the rear on these frame stands, because there's no weight over the bed. These will be fine. These are 2,000 pound capacity. So get the rear on frame stands and then go back to the front and get the front up again, because we right now are from the Carolinas. We are squatted. But yeah, that's kind of like what I'm gonna do. I didn't film any of this stuff yesterday because kind of going through my own little freak out. Like this is sketchy. Like, it is hard to get this thing up here. I ran out of jack. I ended up having to go borrow a couple bottle jacks that have air power to them, so that's actually helping a lot. Borrowed all this wood, and I can't go to these. Well, I can, but I don't want to if I don't have to. I'd like to get it on. I wish I could put it on the crash bar, but I actually have to pull the crash bar out to get the leaf spring out, which is right here. So that's a no. But it is what it is. So I'm planning on going to put the that one in here. Hopefully that's gonna be enough room to get it up in there. But we'll see. Worst case scenario, I go to the tow hooks. So I guess let's get to it. So I just kind of want to demonstrate what exactly I am doing. We are trying to get this underneath this, which we are almost there. We have 2 bottle jacks hooked up with air, and each side at a time I go up a little bit and just go back and forth to keep the truck pretty level until I can get another click on the jack stands. Now these things are almost fully extended. I actually had to go pick these up from a buddy because the other ones back there didn't go up nearly as high. So I'm hoping I have plenty of jack stand in case I run out of bottle jack, that I have to take it down, set it on the axles to put more wood. Because I have this block, and actually that's it. That's my last block. But that's kind of basically what I'm doing. Until then, we're gonna keep going up until we get the frame underneath that tow hook, and then we can drop everything, and then just let the axle hang. So just kind of want to keep you a little updated. Very, very tedious. All right, so I cleaned up. Everything is done with getting the truck on frame stands, and it is massive. This is technically my ride height. This thing is gonna be insane. I didn't think it was honestly gonna be this big, but it's big. So here it is. Video doesn't even do it justice of how tall this thing really is. But I've got 6 frame stands on this thing. Don't need 6, but I had the 2 extra after I bought these 2 in the front because I was worried about weight. So extra security doesn't hurt, right? So this thing, I can almost stand underneath this wheel well. The mirror is well above my head. And I got another 3 in the back. It's not going anywhere, but why not, you know? But the next thing to do is to pull these axles out. So kind of more explain when I actually come to do this. But basically I got to block up my jack to get up to the bottom of the axle. Put light pressure on the bottom of the axle. Basically run these U-bolts out on each side and then just slowly lower the axle down, and then you can pull the leaf springs out. But you gotta disconnect your brake lines, you gotta disconnect the shocks, the drive shaft, all the wiring. Same thing with the front. I gotta disconnect the steering linkage, the U-bolts, the shocks, the brake lines, all these sensors they gotta come out. So got a lot to do. And then the lift kit, like I said, is sold, so I gotta cut this bracket off that I had welded. There's a nut that got lost on the inside, but we had to weld that on for extra security. So all that's got to come off, and everything is sold so far. So I just got to find someone who wants the axles. So if you guys want 2002 f250 axles, ask me. I'm in the Northern Illinois area. But basically this is it for this video. So I guess stay tuned for what's to come next. Later.